بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه وذرياته وأهل بيته وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Last week we talked about the command verb, al-fi'l al-amr. It's a demand or an order or an instruction by the speaker. So for example, if you wanted to tell somebody go, you would say idhab. If you want to tell two people go, idhaba. If you want to tell a bunch of men to go, idhabu. One lady to go, idhabi. All ladies to go, idhabna. So we learnt the amr, al-fi'l al-amr, and we learnt that the fi'l al-amr, the command verb, was made from the mudari. Alright? What do you do to the mudari? You drop the alamatul mudari, which is the alif ta ya noon, one of these letters, atayna, and you put a hamza in the beginning, hamzatul wasl, in the hadir forms, in the mukhatab forms, in the second person. So you put a alif or a hamza in the beginning. Now what are we supposed to put on the hamza? A fatha, kasra, dhamma. So it will never be a fatha. So it'll either be a kasra or a dhamma. You will look at the ayn kalima, and if the ayn kalima has a kasra on it or a fatha on it, then you would put a kasra, and if it has a dhamma on it, then you would put a dhamma. Tansuruna, unsuru. Alright, So alif will get a dhamma on it. Taghsiluna, so it will become ighsilu, because the ayn kalima has a kasra on it. This was all with the mudhakkar hadir and the muannath hadir, the second person. As for the ghaib and the mutakallim, the third person and the first person, if you want to use the command verb, then you would, for example, if you want to tell somebody who's not present, he must go, they must go, it's like a command, but they're not present. So you will bring what is called lamul amr, the lam used in amr, in the command verb. So you would bring lam al-amr in the beginning of al-fi'l al-mudari, and yadhhabu, that one man is going to go, would become liyadhhab, that one man must go. Alright? Liyadhhaba, those two men must go. Liyadhhabu, all those men must go. How would we say we must go? It's like we're commanding ourselves. You know, you're in a group and you're saying we must go. Linadhhab. Good. Linadhhab. So you bring the nadhhabu and you bring the lam al-amr in the beginning, and the end will become sakin because of the lam al-amr. It's one of those particles that brings a jazm, state of jazm in the word, or it'll make it sakin in the mutakallim. Then in fi'l amr we learned there was a passive form also, so there is a ma'ruf and a majhul, an active and a passive form. And lastly we learned that if you want to bring more stress and more emphasis in something, then you can bring the khafif, nun thaqila and nun khafif. Alright? Just like we did in lam ta'kid and nun ta'kid, to bring more stress and emphasis, you can bring it in here also in the al-fi'l al-amr also. You must go. You must definitely go. So you would put a, instead of idhab, you must go, or just go. You must go, or you most definitely must go. So it would become idhab banna. Good. And sometimes you can use idhaban. also, that is noon al-khafif. Alright, so we're done with al-fi'l al-amr. The last verb tense that we're going to learn, and after that we will go into asma, nouns. The last verb tense is al-fi'l al-nahi. Very much like al-fi'l al-amr, the command. This is al-fi'l al-nahi, which means the prohibition. If you want to command someone to never do something, or you want to prohibit someone from doing something, to stop someone, or to forbid someone, or to restrict someone. Over there you are demanding or instructing somebody. Over here you're restricting and forbidding somebody. So this is called al-fi'l al-nahi, or the prohibition. For example, I want to tell this person, don't drink. Don't drink this. La. So it'll be right here. La tashrab. You're talking to somebody. Don't read this. So qara'a yaqra'u is to read. So la taqra. All right. Don't testify. Shahida yashhadu. La tashhad. Good job. All right. Don't laugh.
لا يضحك
Oh, that's that man. You.
لا تضحك
La tadhak. All right. Don't listen.
لا تسمع
La tasma'. All right. So it's very easy. Inshallah, we'll learn how to form it. So this was wahid mudhakkar hadir, or it was the second person male. All right. What about feminine? This was masculine, feminine, second person. How would you? Let's say the same word, or let's say you and lady don't go. You must not go. So la tadha bi. So all we did was we added a ya at the end. All right. So it's la tashrab, and then if you want to make it a for female, la tashrabi. So all you do is add a ya at the end. It's actually tashrabina, and the noon drops, but we'll get into how to do that. If you want to tell a lady, don't cook. I've had enough of your cooking, no more. So how would you say? Don't cook.
لا تذبح
La tadva, that's don't slaughter. Yeah, his cooking might be slaughtering somebody. All right. Don't cook is tabakha yatbakhu. Tabakh. La tatbakhi. Good job. And don't scream. Don't scream is saraha yasrakhu. Don't scream. La tasrakhi. Mana'a yamna'u means don't stop. Don't stop someone, or don't stop it. So how would you say, you one woman don't stop? La tamna'i. Alright, so this is called the prohibition and al-fi'l al-nahi. Inshallah, I'll just say this in Arabic. قاعدة تكوين صيغ النهي. فيما سبق ذكرنا الأمر، فإذا أردت أن تكون صيغ النهي فآتي باللا الناهية في بداية الفعل المضارع، وهي تجزم آخر المضارع في 5 صيغ مثل لم، وتحذف النون الأعرابية في 7 صيغ ولا عمل لها لفظيا في صيغتين، وتدخل نوني التأكيد على النهي مثل دخولهما في المضارع. So what I just said is how the fi'l an-nahi is formed. It's very easy. An-nahi is made from mudari. So we've already learned mudari. So for example, if this is the word of mudari, it would be like this. Yashrabu, yashrabani, yashrabuna, tashrabu, tashrabani, yashrabna, tashrabu, tashrabani, tashrabuna, tashrabina, tashrabani, tashrabna, ashrabu, nashrabu. Alright? So this fi'l al-nahi is made from al-mudari. So what you do is you bring this la an-nahiya, the la that prohibits. Alright? The la that forbids. Alright? When you want to forbid somebody. So yashrabu, you brought the la an-nahiya in the beginning of it. So it became la yashrabu. And this la nahiya, whenever it comes, it brings the state of jazm. So it will be sakin over here. So it became la yashrab. Let's do this one first. Tashrabu became la tashrab. So tashrabu, you, one man, is drinking, going to drink. So don't drink, la tashrab. It brought a sakin at the end. So a good question would be that, even the mudari', it looks like this. In the Quran, in the hadith, and in the hadith books, and in the books of Arabic, there is no fatha, there is no dhamma, there is no kasra, and there are no harakat. There are no signs and symbols. So how would you tell that this is mudari' or this is nahi? So it's a common answer, and I've answered it before. You will tell by the context. What's coming before, what's coming afterwards. For example, there is a dua in the Quran. It's the last ayat of the Quran. Well, actually, what the Imam read today. The last ayah that he read. وَقُلْ رَبِّ اغْفِرْ وَارْحَمْ وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. What we learned last week was Amr. Right? So we're saying, Rabbi, O my Lord, Rabbi ighfir. So ighfir, forgive, warham. So irham, and have mercy on me. Wa anta khairur rahimin. You're the best of, you're the most merciful. So this is also Amr. Now if you look at Surah Al-Baqarah, the last ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 286, it has this. رَبَّنَا لَا تُؤَاخِذْنَا إِن نَسِينَا أَوْ أَخْطَأْنَا رَبَّنَا وَلَا تَحْمِلْ عَلَيْنَا. So this is a nahi. Basically we're saying رَبَّنَا وَلَا تَحْمِلْ, and don't burden us. لَا تَحْمِلْ عَلَيْنَا. Don't put the burden on us. كَمَا حَمَلْتُهُ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِنَا. The way you put the burden on the people before us, meaning from the Jews and Christians. So this is in dua, we're sometimes asking something. اغفر لي, oh Allah forgive me, irhamni, oh Allah have mercy on me, and then we're using this, an-nahi. We're saying la tahmil alayna. Now la tu'akhidna is also nahi, but the word, the way it's written, we haven't learned it yet, so I'm not explaining that one yet. And the next word is also nahi, la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih. This is also nahi, but we haven't learned that tense yet either. So the one that we have learned is la tahmil. So hamala yahmilu means to carry, or to burden something, right? To carry something. Hamil means a person who's carrying. So la tahmil alayna, so don't put the burden on us the way you did the people before us. So I hope that makes sense. So what did we do? We brought the la and nahiya right before fi'l al-mudari', and it changed the meaning and it changed the wording. How did it change the meaning? Mudari' was, you, one man, is drinking or is going to drink, and it became don't drink. You're telling the man don't drink. And it also changed the wording. It was actually tashrabu, and now it became tashrab. This was tashrabani, and it became la tashraba. This was tashrabuna, it became la tashrabu. You, one lady, don't drink. So it was actually tashrabina, it became la tashrabi. You, two ladies, don't drink. It was tashrabani, it became la tashraba. And all you ladies, don't drink. Alright, so this is mudari al-hadir. Al-fi'l al-nahi for mudhakkar and mu'annath, hadir. And this is basically when it's used the most, when you're talking to someone. let's use a different word which has a dhamma in the ayn kalima. So nasara yansuru means to fly. I believe I can fly. No? Help. All right. So nasara yansuru means to help. So let's say tansurani. Tansurani means you two men are helping or going to help. So if I want to say you two men do not help, don't help. La tan
Surani.
surani, but the noon drops because it's it's nahi.
Surani.
La tan sura. All right, la tan sura. So it will become right here. Instead of la tashraba, it will become la tan sura because the ra, the sad has a dhamma on it. Let's say over here, all you men don't help. La tansuru. Somebody else also. Anybody else? Say the same thing that he just said. La tansuru. Okay. All you men don't help. Alright, let's go on. Now let's go to the these. Okay. So what happens is when la comes in this one, in this one, in this one, in this one, and in this one. Okay? واحد مذكر غائب, واحد مؤنث غائب, واحد مذكر حاضر, واحد متكلم, and جمع متكلم. What does it do? It brings a sakin. Alright? So these are the five. We've discussed this over and over already, so we should know it by now. So these five, the dhamma turns into a sakin. And then in the next seven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In these seven, what happens? The noon drops. The noon Arabi drops. So this is what la and nahi does. Okay, so I gave out some handouts. So let's take out this one first. It says page 87, Arabic tutor. Page 87, and it says Arabic tutor on it. Is it all in front of you?
Yeah.
Alright, so it says La tadrib, La tadriba, La tadribu, La tadribi, La tadriba, La tadribna. Alright, so this is hitting. Don't hit. Alright, one mistake that this book, I think maybe it's just a fault of the printing, because the meaning they have written is wrong. It says La tadrib, and what's the meaning? It says he should not hit. So that would be this one. Right? So this one, what's the meaning? Like he said, what's the meaning? So instead of saying you should not hit, let's make it a direct meaning. Don't hit. So we're talking to somebody, right? It's mudhakkar hadir. We're talking to somebody. So you can say you should not hit also. But if you're commanding somebody or prohibiting somebody to do something, the more accurate translation would be, don't hit. La tadriba, you two men, don't hit. La tadribu, all you men, don't hit. La tadribi, you one lady, don't hit. La tadriba, you two ladies, don't hit. And la tadribna, all you ladies should do not hit. Okay? Now, if you wanted to make the ghaib, this was the hadir, this was the second person. Now, if you want to make the third person or the first person, all right, so this is the third person right here. These 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 are the third person, and this is first person. La ashrab, la nashrab, I, and we. So if you want to make this, you want to make nahi out of these, it's the same thing. What you will do is al-fi'l mudari will be yashrabu, you bring the la and it will become la yashrab. Fi'l mudari was yashrabani, you bring the la in the beginning, la lin nahiya, la an nahiya, not the la for nafi. So now we know there's two types of la. This la, there's one la that's called la lin nafi. La that comes just for negating something. Like, I'm not going to drink. La ashrabu. But this la, which looks exactly the same, this is for prohibiting and forbidding somebody. So, la yashrab, that man must not drink. Those two men must not drink. All those men must not drink. That one lady must not drink. Those two ladies must not drink. And all those ladies should not drink. And then la ashrab, if I'm commanding myself or prohibiting myself, la ashrab, I should not drink. And la nashrab, we should all not drink. Alright, now let's use some different words. And let's just use these 6. So over here, I'm going to erase my beautiful writing, and I'm going to put up more beautiful writing. Alright, let's use a different color. Let's use green. Alright, so to break. Who knows the Arabic for to break? Kasara yaksiru. Good. So kasara yaksiru means to break. So you one man, don't break it. Don't break it. La taksir. Okay, good. You two men, do not break it. Good. So what do we put here? An alif. You two men, don't break it. So look, just by adding an alif, how the meaning changes. All right, and then all you men, don't break it. La taksiru. Now the ain has a kasra on it because of the ain kalima having a kasra, right? So it was actually taksiruna or taksiru, taksirani, taksiruna. So the ain kalima had a kasra, so we keep it to a kasra. Alright, let's use a different word. Let's say swimming. You one lady, don't swim. Swimming is sabaha yasbihu. Sabaha yasbihu. Sin baha. If you say sad, that's subah. Alright? So that's with the sad, sabah. And sibaha means to swim. Sibaha. So it's with the so you one lady, don't swim. Good. La tasbihi. Tasbihi. Alright, you two ladies, don't swim. Good. La tasbiha. And all you ladies don't swim. Hibna would be half first and ba, but we have a ba first. So tasbihna. Tasbihna. Okay? Alright, so this is sibaha, to swim. Alright? And there, a lot of words, they come for one meaning and they also come for different meanings also. So if you see that this meaning is for swimming, it could be used for other meanings also, For example, the word tasbih is also from this sin baha. But this is used a lot. Sibaha, to swim. Alright, let's go over here and let's say to leave. That man must leave. That man must leave. To leave is kharaja yakhruju. To exit. Let's say to exit. That man must leave or exit. Kharaja yakhruju. La, or that man must not leave. Sorry. That man, yeah, la yakhruj. Good. La yakhruj. Those two men must not leave.
لا يخرجون
لا
لا
يخرج
يخرج
لا يخرجان
لا يخرجان. Good. Wow, they're the same people answering. Alright. Now, all of those that haven't answered yet, all those men must not leave.
لا يخرجون
لا يخرجون. Good. All right. And then the last would be, let's say, to understand. All right? Who knows the word for understanding?
فهم
Good.
لا يفهم
Good. Fahima yafham. Good job. All right, that one lady must not understand.
لا
لا
فهمي.
لا
لا تفهم
La tafham. Good. All right. Those two ladies must not understand.
تفهم تفهم
La tafhama. All right. La tafhama. And all those ladies must not understand.
لا تفهمون
Good. Yafham. Good job. So la yafhamna. Alright, so now we know how to make nahi. Very easy. It's made from mudari'. All you do is bring the la for nahi in front of it, and then the same thing that lam did by dropping the nun arabi in 7 places, and by bringing the sakin on the first 5. Alright. So if you look at the next side of the page, 87, then you will find what I just wrote up there. La yadrib, he should not hit. La yadriba, those two men should not hit. La yadribu, all those men should not hit. La tadrib, she should not hit. La tadriba, those two women should not hit. La yadribna, all those women should not hit. La adrib, I should not hit. La nadrib, we should not hit. Alright. Now I've given some, just one worksheet this time with 2 words on it. Oh, okay. 4, 8. 8 words on it. And this is only the mudhakkar hadir. Alright, so this is page 90, and it's only these 6. Alright? Because basically when you're prohibiting somebody, you're doing it to somebody who's in front of you, not somebody who's not present. So the first one is la tadhhab. Second one, la takhruj, don't leave. Third one, la ta'bud, don't worship. Don't worship anyone but Allah. La tajlis, don't sit. La taf'al, don't do. La tadrib, don't hit. La tashrab, don't drink. And la taftah, don't open. So you guys can fill in the blanks, inshallah. La tadhhab, la tadhhaba, la tadhhabu, la tadhhabi, la tadhhaba, la tadhhabna. La takhruj, la takhruja, la takhruju, la takhruji, la takhruja, la takhrujna. So forth, and so on. Alright, now we're going to go into the Quran, and we will find some places where there is a prohibition in the Quran, a sigatun nahi, a fi'lun nahi. Alright, so let's go in the first surah, Surah Ad-Duha, which is the 93rd surah of the Quran. 93rd surah of the Quran. Surah Ad-Duha, very famous surah. It's talking about the Prophet ﷺ in it, throughout it. It's amazing words. But at the end of it, if you look at the look at the 9th and the 10th ayah, there are 2 nahis there. So who can tell me what they are?
لا تنهر
تنهر
Good. فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. And in the 9th ayah, فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ. So as far as the yatim is concerned, the orphan is concerned, لَا تَقْهَرْ. Don't oppress. Treat not with oppression. تَقْهَرْ. Don't oppress him. Alright? And the 10th ayah, وَأَمَّا السَّائِلِ. Sa'il is a person who is su'al, who's making a who's asking. So what is he? He's a beggar, right? So amma sa'ila, when we see a beggar, what do? We get angry and we don't want to look at him or her. And so Allah is saying, wa amma sa'ila fala tanha. Don't get and repulse not. All right? Don't get angry at the beggar. Don't look down and be hateful and do not repulse. So amma sa'il. So this is a command. This is a basically Allah is commanding the Prophet not to do something. Okay, and then wa amma bi ni'mati rabbika fahaddith. And hadith is also an amr, but we haven't learned it yet. And proclaim the grace of your Lord. Hadith is from the word tahdith, to speak about. Hadith. Tahdith, to speak. So, the favor of your Lord, speak about it. All the goodies that Allah has given us, remember it, remind one another, remind your children, remind everyone of all the goodies and blessings that Allah has given us. Alright, so this was the first one. I think I've given everybody this, yeah, with the ayat. So, tanhar, over here, وَأَمَّا السَّائِلِ. Do not reject. La tanhar, do not reject. Alright, second is Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 221. And Surah Al-Baqarah is the second surah of the Quran. Inshallah, after this class, we will know our surahs too. So the 221st ayah, the first word, nakaha yankihu, means to marry, right? So how will you prohibit marriage? وَلَا تَنْكِحُوا الْمُشْرِكَاتِ. وَلَا تَنْكِحُوا الْمُشْرِكَاتِ. So this is this word right here. Not this one, but this one. لَا تَكْسِرُوا لَا تَنْكِحُوا. Mushrikat, women who are doing shirk. So do not marry those women who are mushrikat, who are idolaters, until they believe. Hatta yu'min, until they believe in one Allah. Alright. Let's go on. Okay, we're still on Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 102. Another example of nahi in the Quran. Whoa, this is a big one. فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. Okay, where is that? So it's in the middle of the ayah. So وَمَا يُعَلِّمَانِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ حَتَّى يَقُولَا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةٌ فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. Alright, but neither of these two angels taught anyone such things till they said, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةٌ. We are only for trial, so disbelieve not. لَا تَكْفُرْ. So this is kafara yakfuru, to disbelieve. And like we said, kafara yakfuru has many meanings. To not believe, also to be to hide something, or to be ungrateful. So it has many meanings. Over here, the meaning is don't be a kafir, and the meaning of this over here is do not disbelieve. All right. Alright, one more on this page. Still on Surah Al-Baqarah and ayah number 283. So right at the end of the surah. Alright. وَلْيَتَّقِ اللَّهَ رَبَّهُ وَلَا تَكْتُمُ الشَّهَادَةَ وَمَنْ يَكْتُمْهَا فَإِنَّهُ آثِمٌ قَلْبُهُ. So what does this mean? Then if one of you entrust the other, let the one who is entrusted discharge, okay, after that, and let him be afraid of Allah, فَلْيَتَّقِ اللَّهِ, and conceal not the evidence. كَتَمَ يَكْتُمُ means to hide or to conceal. So the evidence, do not conceal it. For he who hides it, surely his heart is sinful. Alright, so there's many examples of nahi in the Quran. Surah An-Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ لَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ. Eat not. La ta'kulu. Akala ya'kulu means to eat. So la ta'kulu, it was actually ta'kuluna. All you men are eating, are going to eat, but if you put a la in the beginning, it becomes you men do not eat. What? Amwalakum, your property, among yourself, bil batil, unjustly. In the same ayah, this is ayah number 29 of Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa is the 4th surah of the Quran. In the same ayah, Allah says, لا تقتلوا أنفسكم. Do not. لا تقتلوا. قتل يقتلوا. It means to. Anybody know?
Kill.
To kill. Alright. So لا تقتلوا أنفسكم. Do not kill yourselves. Alright. This Surah An-Nisa is full of rules and regulations. So there is no suicide in Islam. So it's haram. It's against the rules of Islam. So here's the ayah. لا تقتلوا أنفسكم. Do not kill yourselves. Surah Al-An'am. وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْفَوَاحِشِ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا وَمَا بَطَنَ. Surah Al-An'am also has many prohibitions. قَرَبَ يَقْرُبُ or قَرُبَ يَقْرُبُ. What does it mean?
To go closer.
Alright. To go
Close.
close. So it's saying لا تقربوا الفواحش. Do not go close to fawahish. Fawahish are those sins which are filthy. You know, those sins which are intense. ما ظهر منها وما بطن. Whether committed ظهر, meaning whether committed openly or committed in secret. Those intense, filthy sins, do not go close to them. So Allah didn't say do not commit those sins. Allah says don't even go close to them. So if we see a place where there's sins like that, we don't even go close to it. I think that should be enough of examples. Alright. Just like Mudari has a ma'ruf and a majhul, and Fi'l al-Amr, the command tense, has a ma'ruf and a majhul, so does a nahi. It has a ma'ruf, it has an active tense, and a majhul, a passive tense. So let's have some examples. We got 9 minutes, inshallah. I think we can be done in 9 minutes. So let's give some examples of majhul. All right. So let's use brown. All right. Talaba yatlubu means to find or to seek, right? Talaba yatlubu, to seek or to find. Talibul ilm means a person who is seeking knowledge. So if I was to say don't seek, don't find it, don't look for it. How would I say? One man. La tatlub. Good job. Alright, so la tatlub would be now, this is don't find, don't seek. And if I wanted to say don't be found or don't be sought. So all we do is just change the fatha to a dhamma. That's it. So it will become la tutlab. So you one man, don't be found. Don't be sought. Alright?
What the tutlab? Lam. Watching the lam.
Oh, perfect. See? We have people paying attention. La tutlab. So it will become, the lam will of course change, the dhamma will change to a fatha because all of the majhul, the ayn kalima is always with a fatha. Alright, you one lady, don't break it. Don't break it.
La tuksari. La tuksari.
Wait, we're not doing majhul, we're doing ma'ruf right now. Don't break it.
La taksari.
La taksiri. Okay. So, la taksiri. And now you one lady, don't be broken. Alright, don't break. Don't break under pressure.
La tuksari.
La tuktari. So this will change to a fatha and this will change to a dhamma. La tuksari. Alright? Alright, another word. Don't cut. Let's say all you men don't cut. Who can tell me what it is? Yeah. Qata'a yaqta'u. Qata'a yaqta'u. So la taq. Anybody? La taqta'u. Good. Alright. La taqta'u. Qata'a yaqta'u means to cut. Right? So don't cut. All you men don't cut it. So all you men don't get cut. Don't get cut off. Alright? La. Yeah, so it was qata'a yaqta'u. It already had a fatha. So all you do is just change this with la tuqta'u. Alright, last example is don't leave. So let's say, alright, you two men don't leave. So to leave is, don't leave it. Don't leave it. Taraka yatruku means to leave it. Don't leave it. La tat. La tatruka. So it become like that, right? La tatruka. And now all you two men don't get left. La tutruka. Good. Easy as that. Alright, so we got majhul down. Now if you look at this one, it's page 51, table number 10.1. So it has all the ma'ruf, then it has all the majhul, and then what we're going to learn next. Alright, so what are we going to learn next? We're going to learn the emphatic. Okay? Emphatic means to put stress in the prohibition, right? To emphasize the prohibition. The emphatic prohibition is used to firmly prohibit an act. Alright, so let's just use this. Talaba yatlubu means to seek. So you one man will never ever or should never ever seek. Alright, you should never ever look for it, or you must definitely not seek it. How would you say that? So you're putting a, two noons at the end. La tat banna. Because the bunna would be over here, right? La tatlubanna. So it was actually la tatlub. And then now you're going to bring a two noons. So this, the fatha will come on this and it will become la tatlubanna. And then la tatlu. Who can tell me? Bani. Good. La tatlubani. And then all you men should must never ever seek. La tat. Nobody's saying it right yet. Bunna. There we go. La tatlubunna. Some were very close, but that's it. La tatlubunna.
So you don't take the wa?
The wow,
Where's it go?
the dhamma replaces the wow, so we know it's a jam. It's a jama.
But the other ones has the alif.
So that you will find in the last couple classes.
Okay.
Somebody wasn't here in the last couple classes. All right. So if you look at lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, which is a couple classes before, then you will find why this is la tatlubunna. So basically, this tense is made from lam ta'kid, nun ta'kid, thaqila, and khafifa that we learned. All right. So this was actually la tatlubanna. You drop the la of ta'kid and you bring the la. This was actually la tatlubani. You drop the la that came for emphasizing and you bring the la in place of it, so it'll negate it. Alright, so let's use the word kasara yaksiru. You, one lady, should never ever break it. Should never break it. La tak taksirin. So taksirin. So there was a ya, taksirina. So the ya drops and it's left with taksirinna and then the la in the beginning. You two ladies should never break it. La taksirani, good. Taksirani, good. And then the big word, all you ladies should never ever break it. Good. There it is. La taksir nani. So la taksir nani. All right. So in the same way, over here, mudhakkar ghaib, muannath ghaib. Let's just use this word then. La yaksiranna, la yaksirani, la yaksirunna, la taksiranna, la taksirani, la yaksirnani. And then la aksiranna, la naksiranna. Let's write that down. I will never ever break it. Oh, I should. I must I must never break it. Okay? Because you're actually commanding yourself. Alright.
The alif is extra.
Which alif? La taksirani.
Below that.
La taksirnani.
The alif is
Yeah. So because it was taksirna.
Yeah.
This was the word, and you. That's a good question. You know, this question was answered in the lam ta'kid nun ta'kid class. So you have to bring an alif over here because three noons cannot gather in one place. It would be this noon and these two noons. So 3 noons would be in one place, so you have to bring an alif in the middle to separate them, and it becomes la taksirna. Good question, good observation. Alright. And then the handouts that I've given you of lam ta'kid, noon ta'kid, they're like this. Sorry, not lam ta'kid, just nahi ma'roof, noon ta'kid thaqila, and then nahi ma'roof, noon ta'kid khafifa. I've given you these handouts. And just like this will be ma'roof also, this will be majhool. Also, there will be a active form with the noon ta'kid, and there will be a passive form with the noon ta'kid. Alright? So, any questions? Inshallah, we have finished all the verbs. And we learned 3 types: al-fi'l al-madi, the past tense; fi'l al-mudari, the present and future tense; and fi'l amr al-nahi, the command or the prohibition. Okay. Some say there's only 2 types. Some ulama of Arabic say there's only 2 types. One is fi'l madi, past tense, and one say fi'l mudari, and this amr al-nahi is part of fi'l al-mudari. Both are correct. We will stick with the first thing, that there are 3 types of af'al or verbs. One is the past tense, one is the present and future tense, and this is the third, where it's prohibition, command and prohibition. After this, it's asma. We're going to learn nouns. So now, if you look in the Quran, basically you know how all the verbs are made, because we've mentioned all the verbs that are mentioned in the Quran. There are verbs that I haven't mentioned yet because there's more than 3 letters. Like for example, right now we were only learning 3-letter ones. And then there are some that have more than 3 letters. We didn't go into that, and we didn't go into those verbs which have a waw, ya, and alif in them, because they are conjugated in a different way. We're not there yet, we're just in the beginning. So when we get to that, inshallah, we'll mention that also. But inshallah, we're going to end the class over here. We started in November. So November, December, January, February, we promised that we will finish it in 4 months. Inshallah, we will start it again, and all the brothers and sisters that are here, we want them to make a registration sheet again. We're going to have the timing, the names, the email addresses, the numbers, and which timing you would like it, what day would be best for you, and when you want to start the next class. You can put the comments also on our website, and we are looking into starting a few other classes also. So we'll see where we can fit this one in. So inshallah, it's up to you. So whenever we want to start the class again, then you can tell us, and inshallah, if we benefited, if we know more Arabic, inshallah, write it on our website so more people will be interested after looking at the comments, inshallah. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallah bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu. Please make dua for us, inshallah.